Well, now I reside in the US, that's where I work, and I'm lucky I got the job. And I'm able to make 480,000 at the end of the month. And guess what? That is not the problem. The problem is I would love to invest back at home. But where it's becoming a little bit tricky is that I do not have anybody whom I can trust so that at least I can be able to wire my money and invest out there. I understand money residing in the bank account is not actually the best option you can ever have out there. I'm also new here. I don't understand quite things here and there in this country so that I can be able to invest. Now, that is a call that I received from a client who is actually residing in the US, and they were looking forward into getting information on what areas they can be able to invest. And guess what? Calls are coming in thick and thin from the guys in the diaspora, and they're asking me, hey, Joseph, I would love to invest somewhere, at least I'll be making something, even if I am outside the country. Now, would you mind if you discuss to us or with us on the areas whereby someone can actually go ahead and invest and make something at the end of the day? Now, the question is this. Well, if you've been watching my videos for quite a long time, then at the end of the day, you might realize that some of the things that I usually talk about on the things that you can be able to invest. They also requested me to make some of the information available to them on how they can be able to invest, and precisely online, because they do not want to involve anybody. They don't want to have any something or somebody like an intermediary between them and the investment. Now, if you're looking forward into getting such kind of a thing, now this is the video for you. What exactly or where exactly can you be able to invest your money without involving anybody, be it either your partner, your family members, or anybody who is out there? Now, before I even actually share that information, there are some things that you're supposed to understand. If you're out there and you're lucky enough, or consider yourself lucky, and you have an individual back at home and earning this amount of money, or probably more than this, or maybe less than this, you see, getting yourself in the real estate business is quite an amazing thing. It's one of the most popular way of investment for the people who resides outside this country. But again, that requires you of having somebody whom you can rely on, who can actually be the somebody on lookout of your project that is progressing out there. It has to be an individual who is actually understands the nitty-gritties about that specific area of investment. If you do have that kind of an individual, then getting yourself into the real estate, buying some lands and also building rental houses, that would be amazing. But be very careful. It is true there are some cases out there that people come from those countries, and they come back home and they do not get anybody who actually they are being sent some pictures of different projects, and they are told they are their projects. When they come back home, they are frustrated on what they see on the ground. So if you don't want to get yourself in that murky waters, then this is a place to be. All what you need to do is to relax, watch this video to the end for you to understand. And by the way, allow me to remind you this. I usually post a video each and every day talking about investments for the diasporians, for the Kenyans, for whoever is out there with small money, with big money, with medium money. Be it either investing online, be it either investing conventionally. All right. So if you love that kind of a cup of coffee, then consider this place a home by subscribing. And if you don't want to miss any of my good videos, down below there on your right, there is a small button written subscribe. Hit that magical button, turn that notification bell, and by doing that, a whole YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new good video. And by the way, you can as well call me. My number is actually down there on the description of this specific video, because I offer these services at a personal level. All right, so let's get to the business. Now, this is how it comes. One thing that you're supposed to understand, this is a good amount of money. And by the way, there are some of the areas that you can be able to invest. Let me just outline them before I discuss them in detail. A, you can be able to get yourself in the most popular one at that amount of money. You can get yourself into the treasury bills, or you can get yourself to what? Treasury bonds. That is an area that is actually nowadays available online that you can be able to do what? To invest on. The other one, or the other area that you can be able to get into is something called the circles. And obviously, you know, or you've ever heard me talking about the circles. And the other one, the C, is about the shares, commonly known as the stocks. All right. The other thing you can get yourself into is something like something called dollar fund, or dollar account, dollar fund. All right, either you can dollar fund or dollar account. This actually you can get it from companies that offer money market fund actually, or you can get it from a conventional bank that is out there. Most of the popular banks in Kenya offer these services, right? And the other one you can actually get yourself into is the MMF, or the money market fund. You can get yourself into it. The other one you can actually get yourself into is about the index fund. The other thing you can actually do yourself a favor, it's actually keeping that money in dollar way, and basically it's like that. But also you can also get yourself something called bond fund. bond fund. Now, these are just but examples that you can actually get yourself into in the investment and make something at the end of the day. Now, let's start by this one. The treasury bills and treasury bonds, you obviously know this is actually a way of lending government your money. This is actually lending government your money. And all what you need to do or have is actually what we call the CSD account. Nowadays, they are calling it the CSD account. Let me just explain to you exactly what does that mean. For you to actually invest in this area, you need to have a CSD. Nowadays, they are calling it CSD, but the full name is DO CSD. It's actually an app that you can be able to download from the App Store or the Play Store, Download the app and also fill in that document. If you fill in that document, and of course, what you need to have a KRA pin. You need to have a KRA pin. The other thing you need to have a passport size, okay? And the other thing you need to have, obviously, you need to have a what? An ID, Kenyan ID or foreign ID or your passport photo. When you talk of an ID, it has to be back and front page that you have to make sure that you download or rather upload all those documents. Now, you download this app called the CSD, those CSD, and also you fill in that document. That document is basically like filling any other document that is out there. Your email, your name, and what have you, all other documents out there. Now, you get your KRA and what have you. After 48 hours, that they save, after 48 hours, they process you the CSD account. And then after that, what you do is to bid for the treasury bill or the treasury bonds, depending on which one you want out there. You still do so from the app. The minimum you can invest on the treasury bill is 100K. The minimum you can invest on the treasury bonds is actually 50K, with an exemption of an infrastructure bond, which requires 100K. They usually pay their interest semi-annually, and actually for that period of time that the bond or bill goes for, and then after that you receive back your investment. We usually call it the face value. Of course, you've been getting your interest. All right, so that is an example of an area where you can be able to invest. The other way that you can actually access that CSD account is through what we call through the official website of the CBK. If you go to the official website of the CBK, you search the CBK, you'll be able to get that specific section where they have that thing called the THO CSD. Then after that, you fill in the document that is out there, and obviously you fill in with the information that I've actually given you out there, the KRA, the KRA thing, the passport thing, and what have you. Now, after doing exactly this, now what else do you need? You're done. You can be able to invest this cash. You don't need anybody to actually facilitate this. And this one is not only limited to Kenyans, but also foreigners can actually invest on the treasury bills and the treasury bonds in Kenya. Now, the other point, by the way, if you need more information about this, you can always grab that number of mine, give me a call. I treat you at a, should I say, in a secluded way or in a VIP way, I give you some information. Obviously at a cup of coffee. Now, the other way that you can actually invest your money, okay, in Kenya nowadays online, you can do so through something that is called stocks, or commonly known as shares, or either way. Now, with shares, obviously what you need to do or have is something that is called the CDS, and this CDS is quite different from the one about the bills and the bonds. This is a CDS, is a stockbroker CDS, is a stockbroker CDS operated account, meaning the only people who can actually be able to open you this CDS that you need for you to buy shares or the stocks are called stockbrokers. Now, these stockbrokers are regulated by a body called CMA. That is the Capital Market Authority of Kenya. So that is the body that you need for you to be able to invest in this specific area. Now, this CMA actually is the one that regulates these stockbrokers. After you get the CDS or get the CDS, they usually send you as a unique link, and that link, that is what you'll be accessing all the platform and all the bonds, or rather all the shares that are being sold out there, whereby you can be able to sell or buy using that specific link online. It's quite simple. Nowadays, they're trying to simplify things here and there. On the shares, the other thing that you need to understand is that you earn in different ways, 2 ways to be specific. One is about the dividend. Okay, and number 2, you earn through what we call the capital gain. All right, capital gain. And what exactly does it mean? On the dividends, it simply means when the company makes a profit, it divides that profit amongst the investors. And then number 2, the capital gain. Say you buy a share, let's say at 56 shillings, and it rises to maybe, let's say, 59 shillings. So that marginal difference of 3 shillings is what we call the capital gain. That is exactly how you go ahead and invest your money in those two areas. This is quite popular areas, and of course, what I can tell you is this. You need a CDS on the shares or the stocks. You also need a CDS or CSD, as they call it nowadays, on the treasury bills and the treasury bond. Now, we proceed and move to the other way that you can be able to invest. And I know you've heard me talking about this thing for quite a long time, and that is about the MMF, because MMF is not a complicated way of investing. Money market fund. MMF, all what you need to do is to pick a company that you want to get invested on or with, and this company obviously must be regulated by the CMA, all right? That is the Capital Market Authority of Kenya, must be regulated. And then after that, after picking that MMF company, all what you need to do is to pool your resources or invest in that given company, and then they pay you something called interest. And this interest, you can actually know how much they pay. So some of them or most of them pay an interest rate of 8 to 10% in between there, all right? So that is what they pay at the end of the month, or rather at the end of the year. The interest usually accumulates daily, but it's compounded yearly. So you'll be able to actually go ahead and receive your money in a full amount at the end of the year. This is what you're supposed to understand when it comes to the MMF. MMF, it's actually one of the safest areas where you can be able to invest your cash out there. Instead of the money resting just in an idle way, how about you spread your risk and put some money in this investment, put another money in the other investment, and that kind of a thing, all right? So with MMF, again, the documents you need the same KRA PIN. You need KRA PIN. And by the way, whenever you hear that KRA PIN is needed, it means that there is tax. The other thing you need is an ID, and the last one is about passport size. Some ask, some do not, but it's always good to prepare yourself with that passport size. So I know you are asking now, what are the examples of the companies that offer this MMF? You can check my older videos. I did made a video about this area whereby you can be able to invest, and I've actually shared all the information about the companies that I believe will be correct or right for you to actually go ahead and invest. All right. The last one, but that I will talk about is about the what? Is about circles. And circles nowadays, you can be able to invest into them whenever you're outside or wherever you are outside the country or within the country. You can do so online. Pick a circle that you want to invest on. And I said before you actually investing in any circle, again, that circle must be regulated by something called SASRA. Okay. The other thing you're supposed to understand about the circles is that circles are actually classified into two. There are CBO-based circles, and the other one are called institutional-based circles. So it's always good to make sure that you understand the circle that you want to get yourself into. Get into a circle that has been in operation for quite a long time, has good reputation, is regulated by the SASRA. Consider the minimum amount, the money that they need for as a deposit each and every time. Also understand that nowadays most of the circles that are advanced, they offer 3 types of accounts. They offer 3 types of accounts, and those accounts are we have the share capital account, meaning this is where they give you the dividends each and every year because you are a share member or you are a member of that given circle. B, they have an account called FOSA. This is called a front office service activity. The front office service activity, this is whereby you put money that you can be able to withdraw anytime you want. And the C one is called the BOSA. It's called the bank office or back office something activity. All right. Now the point is this: the BOSA one is about the fixed deposit. This is called fixed deposit, right? This one you can be able to withdraw anytime you want, and this one is about the dividends. So if you can be able to feed all these 3 animals concurrently, then it means you can get yourself into a very good state. If you put like 2,500 here, if you put another 2,500 here, if you put another 2,500 here, or maybe you can feed quite a huge amount of money here, like 7,500, depends with your capacity. Then it means here you get your interest, let's say from 10 to 15% in this area. Kwa FOSA, they don't have any interest. On the BOSA, that is the fixed one, you actually get like close to, let's say, 8 to 11%. So it means that you're getting yourself a good deal and you can be able to make something at the end of the day. Guess what, guys? Those are just but examples of areas where you can be able to invest. How about you stick around, because later I'll be talking about the others that are remaining, about the index fund, the dollar fund, and what have you. So for now, it's a goodbye, but make sure that if you don't want to miss any of my good videos in future, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. For now, it's a goodbye. And don't forget to like this video and comment down below. See ya in the next one.